good afternoon, good evening, good whenever it is you're tuning in. Welcome to Ticket Prices. Tevis adjusts his mic and it squeaks real loud.
Squeak 'em.
Why don't you put a little oil and just a dab of WD on
I'm just
the...
gonna spit on it. It'll be fine.
Oh, don't do that. See,
I'm gonna spit on it and call it names. Bitch.
make eye contact while you do that. Oh, God, we are off to a fantastic start. Welcome, everyone. We are Ticket Price. I'm Jake, co-host of the show and the voice. With me, as always, sitting across the way, co-host extraordinaire and the only man who tries to work fast food gripes into his movie reviews. Tevis at Master Control. Tevis, how are you, sir?
Damn it, I had a link and I don't remember what it was. But that being said, fuck Culver's. Culver's is overrated trash. Your paper thin fucking hamburgers.
It's a Butterburger.
Bullshit.
Who goes to Culver's to get the food, though? You go for the custard.
The custard? No. I've never had a custard at all. I don't even know what that means as far as a Culver's staple. I don't know what that is.
It's their not ice cream.
Not ice cream? Like what, non-dairy?
It's not made with, what is it? Is it egg based? I don't know. It's like ice cream, but it's not ice cream.
So you don't go to the burger joint for their burgers, you go for their ice cream. Is this Dairy Queen?
No, it's not a burger joint. It's a custard joint that then sells burgers.
Well, they need to stick with their fucking custard because their burgers suck.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you going to a custard place for a burger?
I could look through the burger. It was so fucking thin.
Transparent.
Jesus.
Translucent?
Transparent.
Transparent?
Yeah. I've seen tracing paper that was thicker than this motherfucker.
I just had to bring it up because you were so riled up about it.
Bullshit.
So I thought if I just agitated you and got you really angry, if I poked the bear right before we started talking about this movie, it would be some really good content.
Well, I'm already angry anyway because of this movie.
Oh, well, what movie is that? Let me tell you. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. It started at this tropic port, aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set out that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The ship struck ground on the shore of this uncharted desert island, and now I've lost it. It's gone.
Damn, that was impressive until just now.
Oh, with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, and the rest. Unless you get into like season 2 or 3, and then they actually add Marianne and the professor. They were down to 2 characters, and like, and the rest.
They just couldn't bother with them.
They're like, fuck them.
I'm too tired.
And that was the Gilligan's Island theme. Everyone who is as old as we are is slightly exhaling harder from their nose.
I would never have been able to recite that. That's impressive.
Well, let me tell you something. I got another story for you. I was about to do Beverly Hillbillies, but we'll move on.
Oh, Jesus.
He was shooting at some food, and up came the ground, come a bumbling crude. Oil, that is. No, we're not getting into it. We are finishing up. We can just cut all that out. That all was just nothing. You'll edit that out, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, positive.
Like you always do.
Yeah, I'm a man of my word. My word is my bond.
My word is my bond. Burn this mother down. All right. We are finishing.
Thank God.
Our September anniversary month. We are finishing our Lord of the Rings deep dive. We did the Peter Jacksons, all 3. How do we round it out? How do we finish? What more Lord of the Rings can we do? We will be looking at the original animated Lord of the Rings.
I feel like we punished ourselves for our anniversary.
I pretty sure I said those words at any point in time during the last 3 episodes.
But we're almost done. We're almost done.
This trip through these movies has taken as long as the walk from the Shire to Mordor.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now, are you ready to get into
Let's
this?
do this.
The 1978 animated classic, written by Chris Conkling, Peter S. Beagle, and J.R.R. Tolkien, obviously based on his books. I know on one hand, I'm like, I don't have to mention that. On the other hand, I know if I don't, someone will be like, well, he didn't say it was based on. Shut up. I mentioned it. Now,
Will somebody please leave a comment?
well, he didn't mention. Shut up. Directed by Ralph Bakshi. So, I didn't know this name. I don't know who this guy is. But doing a little research, I uncovered his racially charged background. He had made 2 or 3 previous films before this one that, due to their racially problematic nature, were actually pulled out of the Congressional Library.
That I'm not sure.
I want to say 2. But apparently, Ralph may have been a racist.
That's I can neither confirm nor deny. I'm not 100% sure.
As I hear it, he may have been prone to inserting racially problematic stereotypes, thoughts, opinions, and propagandas into previous works. Allegedly.
I knew of other things that he had done. Fritz the Cat
I don't know what that is.
was one that he done.
Sure.
And he also directed Cool World.
I don't know what that is either. Is it a Waterworld sequel?
It's Brad Pitt, basically a Who Framed Roger Rabbit copycat of a live action character in an animated world,
Sure.
which did not have the success of Roger Rabbit.
There's a statement you don't hear frequently. Words not commonly put together. God, I think Rabbit's in the Hat.
Oh, I know it's in the Hat.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah. And now Cool World is going in the Hat.
No.
Absolutely not.
It's not racially charged, is it?
No.
Because that was the first thing I was like, who directed this? Oh, Ralph Bakshi. I'll look it up. And then it was just racism allegations and movies getting pulled from the Library of Congress for racism. And I just went, oh, I spent the whole movie, this viewing, going, where's the racism? And I'm not going to lie, there might be a little.
You think in this one?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to point them out. Which ones you were.
It's probably a reach because I was looking for it. So
Okay.
then I think I saw something type of thing, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Starring Christopher Guard and William Squire. Now, I think this next one's funny. Budget. Made with an estimated $4 million. With a worldwide gross of $30.4 million. And that's 78 money.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it you? If you would have told me this movie cost $4 million to make, and it made $30 back, I would have been like, yeah, that's fair.
No, apparently it drew quite the attention. It had 1 award win with 3 nominations. They weren't important.
I found one of the movies that you were talking about.
Oh, that got pulled?
It was called. I don't want to say it.
Hold on. Let me flip your computer around. Let me see it.
It's called Coonskin.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It could be like a Daniel Boone flick and be totally above board because he had his raccoon skin cap and it was, Daniel Boone and his coon skin cap and all the
Yeah.
songs. It could be fine.
Sure.
It could be totally fine.
Sure. The film references the Uncle Remus folk tales and satirizes the blaxploitation film genres as well as Disney's Song of the South.
Oh, gotta let the steam out from under my shirt. Just
And
wait. It satirizes blaxploitation films.
that's what it says
There's
here.
no combinations of words you never want to hear together. There's no way that's okay in any way. Because blaxploitation films, given the genre title, is problematic.
Oh yeah, just a tad.
So then, if you were to try to, oh
Mm,
no,
hmm.
next week we will be.
Guess what's going in the hat now?
Oh man,
Cool World and Coonskin. Yeah, no, I don't ever want to watch anything that this guy's done ever again.
that does not sound great.
No.
Well, hey, it got pulled from the Library of Congress,
There we
so
go.
it can be forgotten. Or I think it is forgotten. No one
Nobody knows what that is. Yeah.
God, I just coonskin. What is that in reference? Never mind.
Nope.
That's not-
Back to Lord of the Rings,
That's right.
where
We're looking at-
Gandalf goes from gray to white because white is more powerful.
Well, I don't. Wait. Ooh. For those of you who have got your bingo boards up, it's been a while since we've talked about ticket price bingo. If you got your bingo boards up, you may find a square on there that says Tevis gets racial. Just go ahead and check mark that one off, I think.
Oh yeah, easily. That one's
Oh, I was definitely being racial. Oh, jeez. All right. So, good sir, what is your history with this movie?
none. I knew it existed. I've never watched it. I think I watched the animated Hobbit one years ago, but I don't. It seems like it was one that I watched, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I never watched this, and yeah, this is my first watch of this Lord of the Rings animated classic, air quotes.
Fair enough.
Giving away my final thoughts a little bit.
Quit giving away the content. If we're doing that, I can just go right into ratings and reviews because they're also kind of funny. All right. My history with this movie, I knew it existed. And I had seen clips of it, like the rotoscoping of Aragorn tripping over his sword. But other than that, no, I had never seen it. Then we were trying to come up like, okay, we got to come up with a 4th episode to celebrate all of September. What can we do? We had this idea. You found the movie online, bought it. We watched it.
Yeah, I bought it.
Yeah, you own it. It's up in your
I
collection next to
bought it.
next to The Last Samurai and other movies you're going to forget how you obtained.
The Last Samurai, I love that I have that in my collection now. Not real proud.
Yes, but hey, you could be more proud of it than Coonskin.
It's true. I bet you can't even get that movie anymore.
God, I hope not.
Look it up.
Okay, you look that up. All right. But no, I had no history with this movie. Nothing really. But I will say that I was very excited to watch it just for what it was. Oh, you mean that really old animated Lord of the Rings? It's not Peter Jackson. I'd always heard about it or seen things about it. Because like the movie or not, it's always very highly praised for its rotoscope work. And the way they blended, would you call it live action with animation? Not, you were talking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit earlier. Not quite in that regard, but it's
There's moments of that almost.
But there are elements within it where it's like that's clearly a real person being used as the model versus a completely animated person.
Yeah, because rotoscoping is they actually film the person doing the thing and then they draw over the top of that to give it the animation portion.
How does that work? Like if you're like me and you know the term and you just have the most vague understanding of what that is, what actually is rotoscoping?
Basically, it's like tracing.
Okay.
You would take the frame of the film and then put your paper over the top of it or whatever you're using to take pictures for the animation process.
Right.
And then draw the character over the filmed person and then add whatever details you want in there. So it could be just, like me running around in a blue suit doing the motion. It's almost like motion capture is now what they do for the computer. They can take that base outline and add, the sword and a belt and a nice collared shirt or whatever. So they can do a lot of cool things with it, but there's also moments where it looked like they did the filming of people in costume and then just threw like a color grading over the top of it and called it animated.
Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Especially as we get into the opening. We get some, okay, movie begins. We're there, right? Movie begins with some really, really intense opening music. Oh, he's pointing.
It's available on Amazon to purchase on DVD for $5.58.
Coonskin?
And Scatman Carruthers is in it.
Scatman!
Scatman!
Oh, man, now we gotta watch it.
Yeah, now we have to add it to the
Gotta
library.
Watch it for Scatman. He hasn't been on the show since the original episode. Scatman's an original.
All right, I ordered it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. I'm just kidding.
Stop it. We are not talking about racially problematic films. Can we just add that whole category into our lump of like movies we're never going to touch?
Like, yeah, all the black exploitation film. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wait, does that include Shaft?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Blackula, not to be confused with Black Dracula. We're not going to do either of those.
No, I don't think we should do those either. No Blomby, the Black Zombie.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't heard of that one.
Me either. I just made that up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh,
I don't like this road.
Damn, I don't either. Okay, so
there's nothing funny down this road. Let's just cross the street. You know
like
what?
You do every time you see somebody of a different color.
God,
get across the street, honey. Get across the street. Do I still have my wallet? Oh my God! Cover your purse.
Wait a minute. Oh my God! I heard it when I said it too.
And I could have just ignored it.
You could have just moved on, but you didn't. You. Oh,
that's not how I roll.
Oh shit! No, apparently you roll like a Culver's Butterburger. Oh God, I'm trying. And wait, canceled. When we're called into court, this clip will be Exhibit A, and we're gonna be like, yeah,
it's understandable.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Once again, getting back to the Lord of the Rings. And we're not diverting again. Ralph Bakshi is a real fuckface, and we're just moving on. Oh, God, I can't read my notes through the tears.
And we will, in fact, divert again.
No.
At some point.
No, well, I mean, not about this, though. It'll be a different diversion. We will not be going...
I'm not going to promise anything.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Really intense opening music with the exact opening exposition of Jackson's movies.
I hated how this
You
opened.
we're officially talking about the movie. Your first words are "I hated."
I felt like I was being kidnapped. Like I had a gunny sack over my head trying to watch this.
And they forced like LSD into your
It
system.
was so terrible with that layer of gunny sack, basically the
Yeah,
design
it's
choice.
red and the characters are just black silhouettes and it's just noise and
And why does Gollum have Peter Boyle's hair?
oh mean.
You know I'm right.
But man, this opening was longer than I thought it would be. And they cover a lot of exposition. You want to talk about an exposition dump. We see
Yes.
Smeagol kill Deagle. We see him get cast out. We see the original war against Sauron. We see, God, what am I missing? We see the rings get forged and handed out to everybody. We see, oh, Bilbo's birthday is mixed in there. He gives everyone the bird.
Yeah, this opening felt like it took 3 to 5 business days.
That's why you should always get express delivery.
No shit.
Fast forward. Fast forward. And all you would have missed are additional assaults to your senses. Because the color gradient is just a blood red background
Yeah, it's very
with black silhouetted rotoscoped figures.
aggressive.
It is aggressive. Even in the parts that aren't aggressive. It's just aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have been fine with it during the battle sequences, but man, it was a little much.
Okay, so we get through the assault. We see a seal door, like we get it all. We get a nice basic summation, I guess, of everything the ring had ever been a part of up until Frodo keeps it secret, keeps it safe.
So the opening sequence, although it is long, it goes faster, telling a bigger chunk of the story than some of this movie's pacing issues later, where they hang on certain scenes for just about as long as this opening scene.
Oh yeah. We're not there though.
No, I'll mention it when we get there.
So when the movie really like starts, Frodo is given the ring. Gandalf has to intimidate Bilbo to get him to give it up. Frodo has it. And he hides it away like he's told. And then we see Gandalf, he leaves to do some research. And in the narration, we learn that Frodo has the ring for 17 years.
Yeah, what's
Jesus Christ.
because how long did Gollum have it?
Oh, hundreds of years. Because we don't know when the Smeagol Deagle murder, like, we don't actually know what era Smeagol,
The Smeagol Deagle murders.
the
Yeah.
Smeagol Deagle murder.
Yeah.
We don't actually know when Smeagol was born. I say we, I mean you and I, as it pertains to any of the movies.
Right.
I'm sure the hardcore Tolkiens know Smeagol's literal date of birth, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
And his
Absolutely.
social security number. But we're not looking into all that. We are looking at just the
Just the
movies.
movie.
None of the movies actually answer like when was Smeagol born in relation to say when Frodo was born. Is it 50 years? Is it 500 years? I don't know. All we ever know is that Smeagol gets the ring. It gives him unnaturally long life, whatever that might mean. And yeah. And we'll even think about unnaturally long life. Elrond and Gandalf and Saruman and Lady Galadriel are 3,000 plus years old.
That's true. I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I didn't
Smeagol
think
could
about
be
that.
2,000 years old.
That is true.
I have no, it doesn't say. Unnaturally long life, I don't know what that means.
So I don't understand why it took him 17 years to research this.
Well, have you ever actually done research? It takes a while.
I have Google.
Because he's probably Gandalf's going through and he's like, "Oh, here's something. Oh, what? Oh, he used that source. That source was debunked 150 years ago. Trash." And it's, oh, here we go. Oh, here's a reference. Now I go to this subsection, then to a footnote, and oh, they didn't cite their source correctly. This isn't reliable. Garbage. And finds another one. It takes a long time to find credible sources.
Wikipedia.
He didn't have Wikipedia.
He's a magician. He could have figured it out.
He did figure it out. It just took him 17 years to do so. But I'm just saying, good God, Frodo kept that ring in a trunk, and even with it not being on his person, you have to assume it had some level of influence permeating throughout Bag Inn, right? For 17 years. But no, Gandalf shows back up after 17 years. Frodo goes, "Who the hell are you?" "It's me. It's oh, that's right, that guy. Yeah." And we get the whole put the ring in the fire. Does it have writing on it? Sam's creeping in the bushes. Gandalf chokeslams Sam, which is still great to me. And we get what might be one of the most atrociously awful character designs I have ever seen.
What happened to this guy? He looks terrible. Samwise looks terrible.
Awful. He looks awful. He looks like a hoblet. A hoblet. A hoblet.
Smaller hobbit.
Well, you see, it's what you get when a hobbit has some kind of hate sex with a goblin. It produces some unholy abomination, Rosemary's Baby situation of a hoblet. But they were like, we feel bad for it, so we just keep him around. He pulls weeds out of people's gardens and stuff.
With his teeth.
Because it's what he eats.
Yeah. Creepy looking dork.
And at least in Jackson's, it made sense. Like, Sam and Frodo are approximately similar ages. You get their friendship. This is weird. This relationship is weird.
Yeah, and even the other two hobbits.
When we meet Merry and Pippin, they're like, "Oh, you look at them. They're clearly Frodo's age."
Yeah.
And features even,
very similar.
Because they're hobbits, they have similar features, they share certain characteristics. And then there's Sam.
I didn't get it. As soon as he came up on screen, I was like, "Oh, why did they beat him so hard?"
Gandalf effed him up, but just specifically in the face.
Yeah, if you have to Google Samwise
from the 78, it's awful. Terrible. All the other hobbits look fine. They look good. Simple character design. They're more or less distinguishable. Not Merry and Pippin so much, but they don't even matter.
They don't even matter. And Samwise doesn't even really matter.
No, if anything, he's distracting because of how awful his character looks. You just look at it going, "Oh, God." Every time he's on screen, I just go, "Ah!"
This is a horror movie.
My senses are being assaulted again.
Looks like Chucky.
But no, I just wanted to point out that good God Almighty, what did they do to Sam and why? Who drew that character design and then somebody went, "Love it, put it in the movie"?
Mr. Bakshi, batshit crazy.
Oh, it's
yeah.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Oh, now although because it was always how long was, if you only know the Jackson movies like I did up until now, the question was always, how long do you think Gandalf was gone? A few weeks, month, couple months, max couple months. I mean,
nope.
According to this, 17 years.
And I love that they show the village, the Hobbit. What do you call it? The
Shire.
Thank you. I don't know why that escaped my brain, but they show the seasons changing
over.
Like, okay, I understand. I understand how years pass and seasons. You don't have to show me all 17.
If you're going to show 17, you don't have to say 17. But if you're going to say 17, just give us a couple. Do it like twice.
Yeah.
No, it does it a bunch.
We'll fill in the blanks.
They also mentioned something else during all this exposition I thought was interesting because it answered a question we had as it relates to the Jackson movies.
Oh, okay.
Why did only the humans become Nazgul?
Oh, it did it? I don't remember
Yes,
this.
it did.
Okay, cool. I'm interested now.
In the exposition, it mentions that Sauron got the 9 rings away from the humans. The rings were made. They were gifts. They had I think they had powers. They did whatever. But then Sauron, with again, according to just now, in the greater lore, Sauron didn't actually craft the physical ring. I don't think. I think there was some like what was it, Celebrimbor, whatever the hell his name is. But according to the movies, even this one, Sauron crafts the Master Ring. So rings were made. Sauron learns that like all the leaders of the elves, dwarves, and men have these rings. I can use that. And he crafts a ring of his own, a master ring, that can control and corrupt the other rings and the wearers subsequently.
Okay.
So he makes his ring. He then is able, I don't know how, because they didn't go into that, but he obtains the 9 rings of men.
Oh, I did not catch that.
And because he got a hold of them and was able to presumably corrupt those rings, corrupt the wearers of those rings, and they became the Nazgul. But he never got the elf or the dwarven rings.
Okay.
He was stopped before that happened.
Okay, I like that.
Because I think when we meet Galadriel, she even mentions that she kept her ring because they were able to keep it hidden from. They were able to shield its power or, just hide its existence in some capacity in her butt.
As you would, yeah.
As this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass. So Sauron wouldn't find it. I made a promise. Up my ass.
For 17 years.
For 17 years. Oof.
Gandalf finally came back and fished it out. With his staff.
Oh. So yes, but this goes into that. This movie does briefly go into that a little bit, whereas the Peter Jackson movies don't go into it at all. So between the 17 years and knowing like, okay, Sauron through hook or crook actually obtained the 9 rings of men. Okay, that makes sense. Now I'm with it.
Okay.
That actually answered some questions that had dogged me for a while. Frodo gets on the road. We meet Merry and Pippin for reasons. Honestly, they could have not been included whatsoever and it wouldn't have mattered.
I agree.
They were characters in the book, so they were characters in the movie. But yeah, they didn't do anything. They weren't annoying little pests like they were in Jackson's.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in this, like characters that are here for what reason? Just because they were in the book?
Because they were in the book.
But they don't do shit.
No. Frodo, Sam, and then subsequently Merry and Pippin are on their journey. Gandalf makes it back to Saruman. And in my notes, damn it, Saruman!
Did you catch, and they do it a couple of times, Gandalf refers to him as Aruman?
Aruman. Actually, he's not the only one. Multiple characters do it throughout the movie. But not exclusively. Not like we're mispronouncing his name. Sometimes he's pronounced Saruman.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's pronounced Aruman. And I watch stuff with subtitles now because I have small children, so I'm just used to watching things with subtitles now. And even in the subtitles, it's Aruman, spelled the exact same. They just dropped the S.
Did they fuck up?
Man, that could be a book thing, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to say it was a fuck up.
Maybe it was. I don't know. Although I thought this wizard duel was cooler.
It felt like they were having a light bright fight.
Yeah, but that was better than breakdance fight.
No, I love the head spin. I was waiting for the Gandalf head spin.
Actually, there kind of was a Gandalf head spin. That definitely happened. No, because then it's like Saruman takes them to a different plane of existence, and it's just trippy colors and flashes of light and stuff.
This
And
was
then
the
they're
70s.
just throwing beams of shit at each other. It looked cool versus Force Push.
Pink Floyd was like, God damn, I love it.
That's what visually it was cooler than Force Push.
I have in my notes, that's not a suspiciously evil looking tower. God.
Yeah, I do. It's not in my notes, but I do remember looking at Sauron going, if I had no idea what this was at all, if I was completely blind to Lord of the Rings, didn't know who any of these people were, you take one look at Saruman and you go, that guy's evil. Look how
Absolutely.
evil and sinister that guy is.
Yeah, the guy, the tower, everything. It's just like, ugh, I don't want to go there.
Nope. So I have to disagree with you. The wizard duel is actually way cooler in this because you could do more with animation. This is one of those moments where it being an animated feature, I think aided it because you can do that less expensively than trying to incorporate that kind of stuff in a live action film.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we're going to have that sentence come up.
No, me neither, but that's why I'm bringing it up now. That's why I'm bringing it up now, because it's worth bringing up, because all of a sudden it's not just two old men breakdancing and just doing shit for no reason whatsoever. Saruman, like, teleports them to some kind of immaterial plane of light and color, and they're just throwing bolts of energy at each other, and they're like getting hit and flipping around, and just like, it's cool.
It was a light, bright fight.
Yeah, but at least light brights you can see. Moving on. We jump back to Frodo and company, and they need to get off the road.
So I read something that Peter Jackson loved this movie
I was going to ask about that later.
and took a lot of shots from this movie for his 3 films.
I was going to ask about that too. I hadn't gotten there yet,
Yeah,
but
because this part almost mirror image.
yes, it is. So Frodo, we need to get off the road. They get off the road. They hide under that in the ditch,
Yeah, by the tree.
and then the Nazgul show up. He dismounts. He walks like a really bad extra in a zombie movie.
Yes, he does.
Like he does a zombie shamble, but like his shoulders are disjointed and like one's higher than the other, and he's like, and his arms are in front of him with making like weird claw motions with his hands as he just kind of shambles. And all I could think was, I'll whoop your ass. Oh, I'll put this ring on and punch you right in the face with it, man. What is that?
Yeah, it looked like Grandpa was trying to be scary.
He looked like Charlie's Grandpa Joe just getting out of the bed. Chocolate Factory, hell yeah! And he's like, I know I've been pretending to be disabled for 50 years, but to hell with that, I'm going to the Chocolate Factory. Later, nerds! And he jumped out of bed and then shambled around during his song for the first half of it, like this Nazgul.
Yeah, and I was so hoping that they would look
Cool?
cool.
No.
No.
Again, we looked at Peter Jackson's, and man, they just look like specters of death. And even one of them, you just see them and you just go, oh no, I gotta get out of here.
Yes.
This is not good. You look at that thing and you're like, I'm about to
You could
woo, I'm about to make a name for myself in here.
you could get away from it just by running around it in circles because it couldn't catch you fast enough.
He has the appearance, if you had just walked up and Spartan kicked him in the chest, he would just crumble like a house of cards.
Turn into dust.
Just down he goes.
Yeah.
There was no level of threat or intimidation in these models.
No. It's like the zombie movies of the slow mover zombies.
The slow zombies, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 1 is not a threat.
No.
2 is not really a threat. The threat is multiple upon multiple ones.
Yeah, but only if you're dumb enough to let yourself get surrounded.
That's true. But yeah, with this one thing, I'm like, no.
Look,
No.
you are not a fan of zombie genres, the zombie genre, like I am, without having this conversation ad nauseum. How do you think you would do in a zombie apocalypse? And the question always breaks down for me to one of two. If we're talking original Night of the Living Dead, we are about to have Dead Rising levels of fun.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
I am going to fuck with these things and it's going to be great. And then it's like, oh, I have a garden trowel. Your garden trowel. Bring it. I don't care. Good. Be armed. At least you have a slightly more sporting chance, right? But once you get into like 28 days later zombies, oh, it's screwed. Once you get into Resident Evil zombies, screwed. Not because of the zombies, but because of the virus that makes the zombies. Because the virus that makes the zombies can infect more than just people.
Yeah, because it does the dogs.
Does the dog. And if you play, so way back in the day, they were way ahead of their time, and I think they should get remade. But there was Resident Evil Outbreak. They were real early PS2 games that their big thing was play online with up to 8 of your friends, or up to 8 total players, I think, as you play as just random people in Raccoon City during the outbreak, and you try to survive and escape. But it was online. It was one of those real early online co-op games. Online didn't work, so you couldn't play co-op because I'm like, oh, this doesn't work. Which is why I think they need to be
that would be all right.
remade because it would be cool. But you get into those. One of the levels, I can't remember if it's in the first or second one. You have to go through the Raccoon City Zoo.
Oh,
and it's like,
hell
oh,
yeah.
That's a zombie elephant. What the fuck? What am I gonna do against that? I'm gonna die. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's cool.
So So I mean, but if we're talking like if we're talking the 78 Nazgul, it's fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
It's fine.
I felt more threatened by the horse.
I felt more threatened by Sam's face. I just,
poor Sam. That's what everybody was reacting
to. Mr. Frodo.
Like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, I know it's the Nazgul. Like, no, you.
Put your hood back on. They make him walk around in a Friday the 13th 2 bag.
Gunny sack
with just the one eye hole, so you can't just look at him.
That's what we were Samwise at the beginning of this movie, looking through that gunny sack.
Maybe we were. But you mentioned that Peter Jackson was a huge fan of this film, and I felt like he was, but I didn't do any research into it because it didn't, I guess ultimately it didn't matter. But because we even get the scene of the Nazgul's like reaching over the dip in the road at the side in the ditch line, and he's basically looking out and looking for Frodo and company, and they're right underneath him. We get that exact scene.
Yes. Mirror image.
Let's see. Yep, then they get Merry and Pippin. They're useless. They make it to Bree and the Inn of the Prancing Pony. The innkeeper is not as friendly or jovial in this one as he is in the Jacksons.
No, he's kind of a dick.
He's like, hey, you're hobbits, perform! And they're like, what? Sing us a song!
Yeah, and the whole Frodo singing.
Entertain us, you little freaks!
Didn't like it.
So then, so Frodo's like, sure, I know a song. And he stands up on the table and does a little ditty. And I'm like, we have time for this?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, don't you have important shit to do? Like,
anything?
Apparently not.
Well, they're waiting for Gandalf.
So they just thought he would dance on the bar, like
keep a low profile.
Some college girl that had too many fucking shots of shit.
Killing it.
I was trying to think of some stupid ass.
Nailing it. Keep going.
Like a Truly or some shit. You had one too many Trulies.
What's the cheap? Was it like Fireball?
Yeah.
What is the cheapest garbage you can put in a glass? Shots of Fireball.
That's what happened to him. They drank too much Fireball.
So yeah, they do a little ditty. But in the process, Frodo loses his balance, falls off the table, and that's where the ring comes out of his pocket, lands on his finger. And that freaks everyone out. Then he takes the ring off, and the innkeeper's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're breaking things, you're freaking people out, get the hell out of here. And that is when Strider, comes into play. And for those of you who are unsure, Strider is in fact the same character as Aragorn.
I don't know.
Well, luckily, this movie only has one Native American brave.
He did. Man, he looked very much like a Native American.
Yes. Which is fine. And then you learn more about Ralph's backstory, and now I think it might be icky, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it that way. Voiced by John Hurt.
He just has a very distinct Native American appearance.
And I'm trying to think. He didn't do anything specific.
No, the character's played straight. They just gave him.
That's okay. I was trying to think of anything.
Although his tunic color was a poor choice. Because it could not have been more than a shade or two off from his skin tone. So most of the time, he just looked like a rectangle running around.
Yeah, you do have a point there.
It's like, come on, guys, you couldn't have just changed it just like a little more?
Yeah.
They're like, no, everything's brown or tan. We have both colors of the color wheel, brown and tan.
We're diverse.
Unless it's rotoscoped, in which case it's black. It's midnight black. It's void of space black.
Brr.
Aragorn kind of gets in the innkeeper's face, which I appreciated, and calls him out on being a dick. Then we get the Nazgul coming to the inn and attacking the beds.
Well, don't they attack somebody in the street? One of the hobbits?
Yes, so
And who?
Mary is
and
like,
why?
Mary's like, got a piss or something, and goes out, and they're like, oh, it's a hobbit. We're looking for hobbits. And they put him under some kind of spell, and he faints. So he's unconscious in the street. They just leave him. Presumably, they took his wallet, but
That made no sense to me.
especially knowing that the next scene we see them in is them killing all of them or trying to kill all of them. Why wouldn't they have just murdered him then?
Yeah, that made no sense to me at all.
Because later in the Mary's like, I saw him, the Black Riders.
That's one of the things that this movie does extremely poor.
You have to be way more specific.
Is they have no sense of dread when it comes to the Nazgul and them being on the run, and they seem like they're so overly happy about this little journey that they're going on.
No one's bothered.
No
one's even mildly inconvenienced.
They just kind of like, oh, hey, we're going to the Prancing Pony, yay!
We're also happy-go-lucky.
And this thing is chasing us, and it's wanting to kill us. Oh well.
Oh, they molested Mary in the alley.
Yeah.
Even Mary barely cared.
No,
he was just like, well, I got mine.
He kept pull his pants back down. Again.
Oh no, the Niner here undoes belts. Oh no, please don't take me.
Don't take all of me from all 9 of you. God. No, everything is just,
it's fine.
Happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
And, like, especially with him dancing on the bar. I'm like, dude, you're getting hunted by
otherworldly assassins.
Like, what are you doing?
He's doing a little jig.
Oh, hated it.
So, but no, again, shot for shot almost, we get the Nazgul stabbing the beds. And it's even cut with like the Hobbit's sleeping. The Nazgul starts stabbing. The Hobbits wake up. The Nazgul are stabbing. Like, it is almost Jackson borrowed heavily from this.
Yeah, but he made this part look terrifying to where this part in this movie looks kind of comical.
Well, again, it looks like the room is invaded by zombie extras from a 1950s movie.
Yeah, and well, for one, they teleport there because it's like they just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah.
and then they use their swords almost like
Baseball
baseball
bats.
bats. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, what the hell are you doing?
Looks like my grandmother beating the dust off out of her rugs.
Yeah, so they, and then when they realize that the hobbits aren't there, the way they go crazy and start screaming,
Just flipping
I'm
stuff,
like,
and
what
they're
the
just like,
hell?
"Oh, we've been duped! I'm full of rage."
Yeah, I found myself laughing more than I should have.
Let's see. Aragon gets him to Weathertop. We get the Weathertop fight.
Okay,
Oh, Jesus.
this part irritated the shit out of me.
You have said the equivalent of that sentence every scene so far.
Yeah, it's not going to change either. So they're on their way to Weathertop, and one of the hobbits, I don't know which one because it doesn't matter, looks behind them, and you can see, and even Aragon looks, and you see the Nazgul on the hill, a few hills back, looking in their general direction, and they're like, "Oh my God, we're still being followed," and then it immediately cuts to them at Weathertop with a fucking fire going, and Aragon's telling him a story.
Yeah, in this, Aragon is part of the fire, and
Like,
he's just like, "Oh, and so then I had this lass down like this, and I had her leg up, and her skirt was here, and I had my trousers down, obviously, and I was
yeah.
giving it like this." And
And I'm like, what are you doing? You just literally cut from knowing you were being pursued. Fucking stupid ass. So dumb.
so, yes, they all are in fact having a cookout, despite like, "Oh look, we're being followed," because they're not very sneaky at all. Because they look up on a hill, and it's just the riders like waving at them, like, "Hi."
All 9 of them, they're like, "Hey, Mary, round 2."
Why? Yeah, but why are you saying it like that?
Mary's like, "Hell yeah!" And then Aragorn has to grab him and pull him back.
They have to restrain
Yeah.
Mary.
No, wait till we get to Weathertop, and then then we'll talk about
Now, can I say something I appreciated about the Weathertop fight?
it. Okay.
In as far as this film versus Peter Jackson's, Nazgul come, Frodo gets some. The Nazgul come and
Okay.
Frodo's like, "Fuck you," and pulls his sword and like goes into the combat. He's just like, "You want some of this, dick?" And he just starts giving him the business. And I'm like, "Hell
like
yeah."
they did to Mary.
I'm like, "Hell yeah, Frodo! Whoop that zombie's ass!"
I will say there are a couple of times where he does this. He just gets in the shit and is like,
And it was cool.
yeah.
So now our main character isn't just this nattering little wiener. He's
I
just
will
like,
give you that one.
he's like, "Oh, we're fighting. Finally. I have so much pent up rage and aggression." And he pulls his sword and he just goes into it. And I thought that was cool. Excuse me for liking my protagonist to have just a little bit of a sack on him.
Well, they had to do something with one of the hobbits because they didn't do shit with the other 3.
Yeah, but the other 3 are pointless.
Not in Peter Jackson's.
No, only 2 are pointless.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'm just saying I appreciated the fact that a fight broke out and Frodo was like the first one. He was just like, "Oh, you want to catch these hands, Nazgul?" He pulls his sword and he just starts giving it to the Witch King. And I'm just going, "Holy shit." And then, puts on the ring, gets stabbed and
yeah,
poisoned. And, it plays out like it does.
pretty
But
much similar
I'm just saying
to the
that
Jacksons.
I just want to say how much I appreciate Frodo getting some.
I'm on board with that.
He doesn't. Okay, how do I put this? I actually prefer this movie's Frodo to Peter Jackson's Frodo. Because Peter Jackson's Frodo is whiny and doesn't do anything. This Frodo is not a hero in this. He's not Schwarzenegger. He's not even Aragorn. He's not even Boromir. But you know what? My back's to the wall. I could cower like the Peter Jackson's Frodo, or I can do what this movie does and draw my sword and go out like a man. And I appreciate that. So they have that fight. Frodo's stabbed. They're trying to get him to Rivendell so Elrond can heal him. And then an elf comes. Except it's not Arwen.
No,
It's Legolas.
it's C-3PO.
You know,
He is voiced by Anthony Daniels.
the greatest, not just as it pertains to this movie, the best description I ever heard for Legolas is that twink with the bow. And I don't know why that tickles me so much, but it really does.
I like that.
And honestly, this movie kind of plays into that too.
A little bit. And what's up with his eyes? Did you notice them?
I'm not sure.
They almost look like they were alien-esque.
Oh, they're huge.
They're huge and they're like offset to where it's almost like they're on the side of his head, kind
He's
of.
a different race.
Yeah,
He's a
but
different
he
species.
looks. No, he looks terrible. I hated it.
You hated everything.
I
I'm at least trying to
I-
find good in stuff, and
agreed
you're
with-
just
I
like
agreed
everything
with-
sucks. and
agreed
hate
with you
my
on
mom.
the Frodo thing.
I hate
agreed
my
with you.
parents. I hate my life. But I'm doing okay. Now I'm gonna go pick a fight. And then it's just me and Garth going, I think he's getting better. Yeah, he's doing way better.
Jesus Christ.
For those of you who don't know, I'm calling Tavis Chris Farley from Wayne's World 2.
Okay.
Water magic?
No, not yet.
Okay.
They are, and presumably in some sort of a hurry to get Frodo help.
Right. Presumably.
Presumably, you would think. But they are walking so goddamn slow.
They're walking their one horse.
And then they stop occasionally to have like a conversation.
Frodo is sitting on top of the horse wrapped in a
Dying.
blanket, dying. And you can see on his face he's dying. And everyone's like, oh, I had a lovely holiday over here. There used to be this lovely B&B. The matron made the most lovely waffles.
And a few times too, they just, as slow as they're walking anyway, I'm like, you could still have a conversation, but why are you stopping? They stop and look each other in the eye, and they're like, oh, well, if we take him here, then this will help him get through this. I'm like, just fucking keep going. What are you doing? This poor guy's on the fucking horse dying. There's no sense of urgency. None.
Yeah, but I wouldn't either. Fuck him.
But it just makes no goddamn sense to me.
See, it's the ring.
Ugh.
The ring is slowing their steps
the
because if
evil.
he dies, he becomes a ring wraith.
Oh,
Yeah, but why was that? Evil.
evil.
The evil.
Yeah.
You're right, though. They're just like, they just have Frodo lightly propped up on a horse as they slowly walk it. It's so dumb. They make it to Rivendell, though. How did the Nazgul not immediately catch them? Actually, I know how, because they shamble just as slow as everyone walks. No one can move faster than the average shopper at a Walmart.
Yeah, the ones who park their cart on this side of the aisle, but then go on the opposite side of the aisle.
So
to
now
look.
they're effectively blocking the entire aisle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, lady. Thank you. So when Frodo finally takes off on the horse by himself,
Right.
this part went on for so goddamn long.
And it gets real trippy because he's like fading in and out between like this world and the next world, and
they constantly wave their hand like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's like in a trance or in a daze, and I'm like, why?
Mary.
What's going? What?
Like they did with Mary. They
Oh.
did the hand wave. Mary fainted or went into some kind of spell-based coma, and then presumably they mugged him.
Then they
I
had
don't
their-
know.
Then they had their way with him. Yeah.
Mary woke up without shoes, pants, or his wallet. Just-
And dignity. I mean, but whatever.
he's a hobbit. He didn't have
That's
dignity.
true. But he gets across the river, and they think, okay, he's in Rivendell. He's safe. And then they do the hand wavy thing again, and he gets all lightheaded. I'm like, why is this still going on? Jesus Christ, this takes forever.
Either take him or don't. I don't even care which it is at this point.
This
Just-
whole scene lasted as long as the introduction.
but Frodo is saved
Water horses.
by the river, and the water horse magic. In my notes, water magic is still cool.
Yeah, this did look cool. I will say this part was cool.
And now we have yet another almost shot for shot from Peter Jackson's.
I agree.
Because obviously he watched this as a young lad in 78 and went, that water magic is cool. Let's see. My next note. Boromir is a Viking? Boromir, Prince of Gondor, he's got to be like 6'7". He has this huge red beard, flowing red mane, the twin horn stereotypical Viking cap with like a red tunic and a battle axe or some shit, like a sword. And I'm just going, he's a Viking.
Yeah, they really went out on the design choice for that.
Apparently, Gondor is a nation of Vikings, which I think in of itself doesn't make the most sense.
No.
And presumably they just raid and plunder, because that is how he's dressed.
I'd agree.
So we get Viking Boromir. We get the meeting, the secret council. This didn't take long. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I felt like in Peter Jackson's Fellowship, this went on so long I had a birthday. And this one, they're like, yep, that's the ring. Form a fellowship. Circle the wagons.
It was
Let's
pretty
do
quick.
Because Frodo was like, yeah, I'll do it. You were talking about there's no dread, there's no urgency, everything's just like, sure, I'm not bothered. And Frodo's like, yeah, I'll take it. And everyone's like, oh, cool, Frodo's going to do it. What a bro. I'll go with him. Sure, I'll go with him too.
Yeah, it's like they're going to Walmart to pick up some eggs.
Yeah.
There's nothing that bothers these
Oh,
people.
what? Frodo's making the beer run? I'll go with him.
Shit,
I'm going to pick
yeah.
up some weed
Finest weed
in the South Valley. Old Toby. Hey, man, I'm looking for about a dime of Old Toby.
Hell yeah. I got you.
It's just like, but everyone's just like, oh, no, it's this big world-altering quest. Yeah, it's fine. Sure. Let's see. The Fellowship walks. A lot of walking. They make it to the mountain, and I thought this was interesting. Gandalf says, no, we should go through Moria. Gandalf says, we can't go over the mountain. It's too treacherous. It's not working. We need to go through Moria. I just went, oh, okay. Interesting.
Does he know what's down there?
I don't think
this?
so.
I don't think so either. And honestly, that makes a lot more sense than what they did in the Jackson version.
Yeah. In this version, none of them knew. Gimli makes a comment. Because Gimli goes, you know what? I would also like to go to Moria. My cousin Balin left many years ago with a company to recolonize. And we've never heard from them since. I would like to find out why. So you go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense too. They had a bunch of people leave. No one got a letter. And he just went, and it's kind of fucked up. I never got a letter because we were bros and stuff.
So yeah, I will appreciate this over the Jackson part. So there, I'm not being extremely negative about the whole thing.
Yeah, but now you're being negative about me calling you out on being negative, and now it's making you negative.
Oh.
If you were a Spider-Man villain, you'd be Mr. Negative.
That's okay. He's pretty cool.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
I like his power.
Sure. Which is
He posts negative comments on people's YouTube channels.
Oh, look, another video of Spider-Man swinging. Douche.
These DIYs aren't really DIY. That's just a tool. You tool.
So, Merry and Pippin messing with the lake monster. Still looks like a giant octopus. They've solved the riddle and they go and they are able to make their escape into Moria. Did you notice one key difference with this lake monster attack versus the other lake monster attack in Jackson's?
That this one shuts the doors for them, or this one is a lot tougher on their little shitty ass swords.
Well, there was that. No, I'm thinking about something else.
Okay.
In this one, it definitely kills Bill the horse.
Oh yeah, I have that in my notes. They just let the horse die.
Yeah, the horse dies.
Yeah. Just like, fuck that horse. Let's go.
Because in Peter Jackson, they're like, can't take Bill into the mines. We got our stuff. Just he'll find his way home. And we see Bill exit stage left, and it's fine. He left and goes on to sire many small Bills.
Not this one.
No, this one definitely dies. I just remember watching it going, holy shit, it killed Bill.
I felt more for Bill than I did any of the other characters.
That's true. They go through Moria. We get the goblin fight with the troll and everything.
The orcs in this.
Okay.
They look so dorky.
The masks.
Yes.
Okay. Am I wrong? Am I reaching? Did I just think I saw something after reading the racial history of Ralph Bakshi? Or did these orc masks have certain features about their lips, nose, and hair?
Oh.
Am I wrong?
I don't think you are, honestly.
There are certain characteristics to some of their features, and they're not really green.
No, they're all
They're definitely
dark.
A dark skin tone.
And that one is like, let's go get him, Coonskin. So
I don't think that happened, but as I sit and I picture what the masks look like when you got all the close-ups and you're looking at, again, just three characteristics just out of a hat for no reason whatsoever: lips, nose, and hair.
Ralph Bakski's like, I got the perfect design. Me and my wife were walking down the sidewalk one day, and we got really scared.
For these subterranean monsters.
Yes.
Maybe I'm reaching. Maybe I think I'm seeing something, but I don't know. Feel free to look it up and let us know in the comments.
I believe you're right, honestly, because you have to be really conscious and conscious of,
unless you're married.
Yeah, he prefers it when he's unconscious.
Just wakes up. Why do I have hemorrhoids?
Why did I feel like I sat on a brick? Jesus. No, you have to be very aware when you're designing things.
But given this director's history, my concern is that he was, in fact, very aware of his design. It's one thing to go, oh man, open your eyes, and they go, oh my God, I see it now.
Yeah.
I feel like, based off the evidence of his history, there was an uncomfortable level of awareness.
I agree.
Now let's go to a equally troubling character model, but for very different reasons. They're running and they encounter the Balrog.
Oh my God.
Are you doing all right?
Oh fuck. I remember when they get into the mines, I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to get to see what their interpretation is of the Balrog.
And it's gonna be cool.
It's going to be cool.
It's not cool.
This paper mache looking motherfucker.
Okay, here is how I look at it. It looked so in this era, or if like any of you fans of 80s cartoons remember the old Dungeons and Dragons
Yes.
cartoon,
Yes.
that art style and the monsters in it, it looks like someone drew a manticore in that kind of art style, but it walks on its hind legs and has a sword and a whip. It doesn't look good. It looks like some weird bipedal manticore drawn by.
And it's so small.
Okay. When he squares up with Gandalf over the bridge or whatever that is, they are eye to eye. A huge imposing creature. This is not.
No. And I kept thinking, like, wait a minute. You're doing animation. You can do so many different things.
I saw a scarier demon in Fantasia.
Absolutely. But this felt like I was watching a high school play.
Yeah.
Of Lord of the Rings. And here comes little Timmy out as the Balrog,
Hey, his aunt worked really hard on that costume. And if little Timmy came out on stage in his aunt's handmade costume looking like this model looked, I would applaud it.
I would too.
But we're talking about professional animators
with $4 million budget.
With a $78 $4 million. So what? That would be. Is it about 3 times? Is the inflation rate about 3 times? Then
I think
now?
so. Yeah, I think you're right.
Without getting the calculator out, rough estimate to the best of my knowledge. So it would be about 12 million today.
Correct.
Which also means this movie made about $90 million in today's money. And I don't really know how I feel about that, if I'm honest. Now, the Balrog was as intimidating as the Nazgul. Gandalf, swords will do you no good here, and I'm looking at the Balrog going, why?
Just surround it. Like,
fuck this thing up.
God.
Let Frodo at it. Because you know who drew his sword and got his hands dirty when the goblins and the troll attacked? Frodo was like, hell yeah, I'm drawing blood.
Yeah, because they were trying to bust down the door, and one of them kind of gets a foot in, and he jumps and he stabs it in the foot.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, get back. And yeah.
And Frodo's just like, get back, hell no, let's charge.
Yeah. One of y'all pick Frodo up like Colossus does Wolverine and throw him sword first.
Is it the Furball special? I don't know if Frodo's buttocks is as taut as Wolverine's for that to work, but
fuck, throw Mary.
Also, okay, we were talking about character models. We mentioned Gimli. He looks like a garden gnome.
He does.
He looks exactly like a 4-foot tall garden gnome. He's got the stupid cap.
God, I didn't
and the tunic and the beard. He doesn't look like a dwarf. He looks like a garden gnome. He looks like I'm watching Bluey. Jeremy, no! For my Bluey fans, shout out to my homie Jeremy. You know what I'm talking about. He looks like a damn gnome. What the hell is that? The only 2 models that actually look correct, and that's probably the reason they got translated the same, was Gandalf and Frodo. Although Legolas is pretty close. Other than, his eye thing.
Ugh.
But you're not allowed to talk about it. He's got this eye thing, don't stare.
Yeah, don't look at him in his eyes. They're all fucked up.
He's real conscientious about it. He's just like, he gets weird if you stare at his eyes too long. Just don't.
Hey, and as a shout out to Bluey, I watched the episode The Sign.
Oh, the 30-minute special. The Sign.
Such a good episode.
They're all good episodes.
No, I know they're all good, but man, this one was top notch.
Oh yeah, The Sign's got everything.
Yes, I love.
You'll laugh,
episode.
you'll cry, you'll cheer.
I didn't cry. Let me put that up on my board. The big fat fucking baby award.
Oh, that you did cry?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When Bandit finally rips that sign out?
Yep.
Well, what about your job? Little brother, you worry too much.
Such a great show.
I love Bluey.
I do too.
Can we just review episodes of Bluey?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? We haven't talked about our Patreon in a while.
There you
Take
go.
a Price podcast on Patreon, $3 a month. If you guys leave comments, if we get subscribers to our Patreon and you all want Patreon exclusive reviews of Bluey episodes, you bet your ass I'll do it.
Hell
you
yes.
bet your ass I will review every episode of Bluey.
All bangers.
So you know what? Gauntlet down. It's up to the audience now. You tell us if you want that to happen, because it'll happen.
Let us know.
I'm crazy. It'll happen. I'm Balrog. I'm Legolas's eyes crazy. So fly you fools. The bridge explodes. Gandalf falls.
This happens so fast. Like in the Fellowship, you have some build up to it. But this is just the bridge explodes, the Balrog falls really quick, and then all of a sudden Gandalf is gone.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, I didn't have time to process anything.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it wouldn't have mattered because the pacing in this is just so
It's all over the place.
janky that it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. It's slow when it should be fast. It's fast when it should be slow. It's neither at the same time. I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, there's parts of this that are going on and on and on and on when they could have ended.
How many? It's not slow-mo. It just, the shot holds for so long it feels like it, of just rotoscoped orc masks.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
And I'm just like, I got it. Fucking move. So they escape. They make it to Lady Galadriel's. We still get the mirror scene.
I'm sorry. The mirror, what? I don't remember.
The chamber pot.
Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah.
She's still kind of a bitch, honestly.
A little bit, yeah.
And she still gives the, instead of a Dark Lord, you would have a queen. Ah! I don't know. It's there.
Yeah, it's the same that I felt in the actual Jackson movies.
All these goddamn elves.
It's like, come on, let's get it going.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
No one cares.
No.
But she mentions how she's been able to keep her ring hidden from Sauron.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
But this took me 2 days to watch.
You know, that's actually, this is the only one of the movies. Oh, no, that's not true. I got through Return of the King in one sitting because I started like extra early. I got through this one in one sitting.
You started this on the day before your day off and
Yeah.
then just watched it nonstop.
All the way into my day off. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, damn it, Boromir, as he tries to take the ring. But again, I almost feel like saying he tries to take the ring is giving him too much credit.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. Like chasing him around that tombstone or whatever the hell it was.
Give it to me. We could use it as a weapon. You're the traitor. You're going to give it to the enemy, you little bastard. And they just kind of played Ring Around the Rosie for a little bit. Frodo goes invisible. And then Boromir just goes, oh, shit.
Yeah. What did I do? One too many Trulies. I hate it when that happens.
Boromir up there dancing on the table with his little Viking cap. Fight breaks out. More ominous shots of problematic orc faces. And
yeah, and Boromir gets it.
And he just kind of does. Like, it's just like, oh, he got shot with an arrow. Down goes Boromir.
Yeah, there was definitely not any feelings that you would have
And there was
from
no,
this character
and
going.
there was no build up to it. Like when Sean Bean gets it, like he's fighting tooth and nail to recover his honor, to redeem himself, to protect Merry and Pippin. He takes an arrow and it's like, oh, he's going down, but orcs come in. He finds the strength and he keeps fighting and he kills more. Then he takes another arrow and he's going down. And he takes another arrow and then he's about to get coup de grace. And then Aragorn jumps in with the save. This was just kind of like, boom, he's down.
Yeah, very Anticlimactic.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't even recall an Aragon versus like Lurtz fight.
I don't recall Aragorn doing anything. Same way with Legolas.
Or Gimli.
They
Were they even in this scene?
I don't think they were.
I would say I have to go back and watch, but we all know that's not going to happen.
And that's the thing. Like I watched this and I cannot give you one specific thing that any of those three do throughout the whole movie.
No.
Other than Aragorn lights a fucking fire right after he sees the Nazgul.
Just let it go, man.
No, I won't.
Just let it go.
Stupid.
You're such an idiot. Gosh.
Oh.
Sucks. All right. Boromir dies. Frodo and Sam escape. And although this time Sam was just like, Mr. Frodo, I'm coming. And he's like, hurry up, Sam. They got in a boat and they just kind of fuck off.
Yeah.
Boromir dies. We still get my brother, my countryman, my king, my captain, my king. The trio decide that they're going to go after the orcs who took Merry and Pippin. Aragorn trips over his sword. Then we meet the riders of Rohan. So, oh yeah, we're going all the way into Rohan now, baby. This movie just keeps on trucking. We meet the riders. Gollum arrives.
Speaking of characters that look like shit,
Gollum.
he looks terrible.
He looks like Sam's crazy uncle.
And why is his skin the same color as his tunic?
Because that's what they did for everyone in this goddamn movie.
But he just looks like Aragorn, a walking turd.
They did.
He does. Every time I see him, I'm like, get Mr. Hanky out of this movie.
Yeah, but he's more of like a gray.
It's still
an ashen, maybe.
Still looks like shit. So terrible. He looked better in the intro with that Peter Boyle hairdo and the oversized hands.
Quit picking on Peter Boyle. Man's an icon. I guess. I don't know. I'm not overly familiar with Peter Boyle's work.
Like, where the hell's Raymond?
Yeah. He was in Young Frankenstein and Everybody Loves Raymond, and apparently also in While You Were Sleeping. That's all I got.
And The Dream Team with Michael Keaton.
I don't know what The Dream Team is.
They play a bunch of they're from a lunatic asylum. And they go out on the town on an adventure. And they're all kind of crazy.
Well, I gathered when you said they're from a lunatic asylum. Also, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to call them lunatic asylums anymore. I believe they're mental hospitals or behavioral health hospitals.
I don't think that's what they called it in that movie.
I understand that,
because
but that doesn't mean
the early 80s.
You can't say coonskin anymore. You can't say lunatic asylum.
I am sorry. They are from a mental health facility.
Thank you.
And they go out into the city to enjoy themselves like a bunch of lunatics.
Yeah, but wasn't that just... So they made a movie out of that one scene of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I don't remember the movie that much, but it was enjoyable.
You remember it was enjoyable?
I do remember it was enjoyable.
What do you remember about Gollum?
He looks like a giant turd.
Yeah, Gollum shows up. He looks like ass. Speeding along, Merry and Pippin escape into the forest. Here comes Treebeard.
He looks like shit.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like the animation style is, one way for this character, one way for the org, and then
like .org.
Yeah,
like www. Treebeard looks like shit.org.
Yes, we own that website now. But then they give him this extremely cartoony almost fell out of Disneyland look. Like, ugh, no. And I hate Treebeard anyway.
I know you do. I'm just gonna let you keep going.
Chop that motherfucker down.
Yeah, but he was real broly, like right out of the gate. I was like, oh, what up, little guys?
Hated him. At least he talked faster.
Yeah, he talked like a normal person in
Yeah.
this. But his design is much worse. Let's see. Oh, we get Gandalf the Grey. No, I'm Gandalf the White.
White?
The White.
Why did he have a bag on his head?
What?
When he arrives, when Gandalf shows up, he like had a bag on his head.
Who had a bag on
Gandalf.
his? What?
Yeah.
you I'm not sure what kink you're exploring. This whole episode, you've just been talking about people with bags on their
Because
head.
does when he arrives and up to our three heroes that haven't done shit this entire movie, and he makes himself known. He pulls a bag off of his head.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Because they do that same kind of almost fake out where they think it's Aruman.
No. Why'd you say it?
Aruman. Because it's Saruman. But they do that same
Why
kind
did you
of
say
fake
that like that?
I want to make sure you knew who I was talking about.
Oh. Strider? Aragon.
No, not Strider. He's still at the Prancing Pony.
Right.
We're with Aragon now, his brother.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But he's like, Gandalf returns. We get the Gandalf the White. And he's like, we got to go to Rohan. And we meet Theoden, who's old and weak. But like normal old and weak, not like a bewitched old and weak.
Yeah, he just looks like an old person, old man. It's fine. Wormtongue looks creepy as shit
Yeah.
with his like little
his pervert mustache.
Yes. Like, no.
Which we learn he is a pervert.
Yes.
So, okay, Gandalf goes, he's like, we're going to release him in Jackson's. Theoden is basically comatose. He just sits in the chair, and then Wormtongue whispers some shit to him, and then he says like 4 words. In this one, Theoden's almost of just like right mind. He's just a douche.
Yeah, and Wormtongue pets his beard for some reason.
Yeah, they have a weird relationship.
A little bit.
It's the mustache.
It's the mustache, yeah.
But no, it's almost more like Theoden might just be evil, and he has his advisor, the evil Grima Wormtongue. Like,
yeah, there's no sense of Theoden being possessed.
No, and then even after they save Theoden, he's still kind of. He still looks old and decrepit, and he's still kind of a dick.
Yes, he is.
So then I was like, so why are we here?
Because they gotta fight evil.
They stop Wormtongue, he leaves. Then we get to see the Nazgul on their winged mounts. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't. I'm trying to remember.
It looks like they're riding pterodactyls.
Holy shit, I don't remember this.
Look it up.
Why do I not remember this?
Now, apparently, this pertains to nothing as far as our review, but if you read Tolkien's description of the winged creatures they ride, this, I think, is technically more of an accurate depiction versus Peter Jackson's.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't remember them.
But no, they just look like pterodactyls. We get Gollum and Smeagol. They talk. Then we get the Smeagol moment where he's like, no, I'm Smeagol. I'll be your friend. Just untie me. I'll swear on the precious. I'll help you out. I'm such a cool guy. Please don't beat me to death.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take your word for it because I can't find anything about it, and I honestly do not recall them. This might be when I fell asleep. Oh wait, hang on. Okay, I lied. I found it.
Okay, so you did find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like a pterodactyl.
It does. Looks okay. Yeah, that's Fairly shitty.
What a concise thought you had.
Thank you.
Then, again, though, I think it's interesting that our movie is going to end here. In the book, it's about a paragraph, to my understanding. This movie gives us the huge Battle of Helm's Deep.
I was actually kind of impressed by this a little bit with the way they were able to get multiple orcs on screen at one time.
Sure.
And it for what they were doing prior to this, I actually enjoyed this a little bit.
Yeah.
But that being said, to end it here, what?
So we get the Battle of Helm's Deep. It's doing its thing. We do not get Olympic torchbearer orc.
No, we
We
don't.
get Saruman's fire, and then there's just a huge rainbow beam of energy that just comes and blows up part of the wall. I was like, hell yeah, magic! This movie does magic better than the trilogy.
Why didn't he do that in Peter Jackson's?
Because they wanted to use the gunpowder. The black powder.
Yeah, but I'm just like, wait a minute. Because he did that whole storm above the mountain, but he didn't bother to help out his army.
No, in this one they're just like, holy shit, Saruman's using magic, and from Isengard just shoots a death beam that blows up the wall.
This is kind of making me rethink the Jackson ones.
If I had to guess, hold on, let me push my glasses up my nose. Actually, Peter Jackson decided to have the orcs use black powder because black powder symbolizes the industrialization that the orcs were heralding into this new age as they cut down the forests and were destroying the natural world to bring in an age of industry and metal. Which Tolkien would have witnessed firsthand during his time in World War I, when the world, on a military scale, brought in an age of industrialization unlike any we had ever seen. So instead of using magic, the black powder just better incorporated.
You had me at better incorporated. Dumb as shit.
If I had to guess.
Okay, that's a pretty good guess, actually.
But I like the fact that these powerful wizards do powerful fucking magic. Otherwise, they're just some asshole.
I do too.
If your wizard doesn't do magic, he's not a wizard, he's just an old man.
Question.
Yes.
What does Gandalf do?
Is old man. Let me tell you what Gandalf does, because the Rohirrim show up. Actually, hold on, let me back up. Put a pin in that for a second. Orcs rush in, all the defenders are basically slaughtered, and I shit you not, it's Theoden, his like 1 or 2 bodyguards, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, and that is it. Everyone else is just dead, and they're like, we're gonna ride out. We're gonna get horses from our horse pocket, and we're just gonna get on horses.
They had a horse room.
They had a horse room right next to the throne room, so when people would come in and be like, does it smell like shit in here? Actually, horse manure is mostly grass and doesn't have the odor of most manure when you think about more carnivorous beasts.
That room is where you've heard of the Tijuana donkey shows. That's what goes on.
The Rohan horse shows?
That's what goes on in that room.
Oh my. Hide Mary. He'll die.
Where did he go? God damn it, Mary.
But No shit. Gimli runs up and blows the horn of Helm Hammerhand. And then 5 dudes ride out on horses. How? And I'm just watching this going, and they're all dead. Immediately, they should all just die. They ride through hundreds, if not thousands, of orcs. I'm just going, they should be dead. Here's the death. Death? Then Gandalf and the Rohirrim come. I'm going, cool. And while everyone's like, look at those guys, these guys die. Because when Gandalf comes, everyone, including our heroes, stop fighting and they go, and then everyone just stops what they're doing to look up on this hill for reasons I don't know. And then here come the Rohirrim. They charge in, and they don't all die, even though they definitely should. The day is saved, the orcs are routed, and they're retreating back to Isengard. And Gandalf, celebrating his moment of triumph, pulls out his sword and recklessly and in a wildly dangerous fashion hurls it over his head as it spins end over end and then definitely plummets back to earth blade first and presumably kills someone.
He was controlling it the whole time with his magic.
That's
the only thing he does.
His celebratory sword throw, like he graduated and was tossing his cap. And I'm just watching this going, oh my God, what are you doing? Someone's going to die. Oh, where's King Theoden? Guys, sun's getting real low. Does this look bad? And I was like, oh God, it looks real bad. And Gandalf's going, oh shit.
I can't believe
away.
They got him so easily with that lucky ass throw. Like, no, that was him. That was a fucking weird bearded guy over there.
Oh, we would say wizard, but he never does magic. So I don't know. I think he's just an old man who went to a lot of Grateful Dead concerts.
Shit. Worthless.
Now, I did not know this. I thought this movie was the whole story.
I did too.
Then I found out this movie is not the whole story. This movie ends right here because a sequel was planned, but for some reason was never made. We never got the part 2.
I think I know why.
Why?
Because this movie was made.
But that's not, you can't even say that's an argument because this movie made $30.4 million on a $4 million budget. So this movie profited $26 million in 1978. That's sequel money. They could have made a sequel and made $0 and still had a profit.
True. But they looked at it and was like, ugh, I don't want to go back down this road.
Well,
how many people do you think that went to the theater to watch this? How pissed off do you think they were?
Let's move on to ratings.
Oh, you have some information.
IMDb. Do you have their app?
Hang on.
I just ask for no apparent reason. 6.2.
Seriously?
They rated this movie a 6. 6.2, but you get my point. A 6. A 6.
No.
Are you out of your mind? Hold on, let me.
Do you have Rotten Tomato?
Yeah, I sure do. But
please tell me we have a new low leader.
Hold on, I'm trying to find some of my notes here. Waterworld, you remember what theirs was?
No.
6.3. Waterworld is 0.1.
Absolutely
better.
Not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Actually, that might be accurate, as per my recollection of the Waterworld. Okay, what did I say? 6.2?
Yes.
With a 6.2 IMDb. It's a horror movie. One we covered, because obviously I'm going through my notes.
Yeah.
It was suggested to us by the kid.
Oh, no way.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Absolutely not.
IMDb 6.2. Not only is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark not the same rating as this Lord of the Rings, it's not worse than Waterworld.
No, absolutely not.
It's no, even 0.1. No,
No.
that's wrong. That is incorrect. You are out of your mind. Out of your ever-loving mind. Oh, 6.2. I found another one. I'm really enjoying this, by the way. 6.2. Black Adam.
Oh.
Oh my God. Now I'm angry. Now I'm angry.
Must be the Patriots.
6.2. Captain Underpants.
What?
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No.
Captain Underpants is better than every movie we just said.
No, absolutely not. IMDb sucks. IMDb is Captain Underpants is the same as
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. 0.1 lower than Waterworld, and now the same as the 78
and
animated
Black Adam.
and Black Adam.
No.
I'm flabbergasted at just how wrong IMDb is.
Trash website.
Absolute, like, who is coming up with these ratings and why are they so bad at it? Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm still, because now I got to know if there's anything else in that ballpark. We've had a few 6.8s, but I'm not too worried about that. What do we got here? With a 6.0, a 0.2 worse than animated Lord of the Rings. It's a horror movie.
Okay.
We rated it surprisingly high.
I don't know.
The 2007 Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh, absolutely not. That's way better than this.
6.2.
You're having way too much
I am
fun.
having so much fun with this right now. Shut up. 6.2. Rob Zombie's Halloween, 6.0. Captain Underpants, 6.2. Black Adam, 6.2. Animated Lord of the Rings, 6.2. Waterworld, 6.3. 6.2. Worse than Waterworld. Better than... Shit, what did I just say? What was... better than Rob Zombie's Halloween. On par. Black Adam, Lord of the Rings, Captain Underpants, 6.2. It's a horror movie, which would have scored infinitely higher with Flying Peepees.
No!
Last Voyage of the Demeter, 6.2.
Oh, God.
Yeah, baby. Oh my God. It's just so wrong. That's all of them. It's just so wrong.
That if you have the app of IMDb on your phone or anywhere, just delete it.
Oh my God.
It's
So
trash.
already, this movie ties for the second lowest IMDb we've ever had. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm looking at. Hold on. This is important now. I have to flip back through my notes.
He's on a mission.
I'm on a mission. Man on a mission. Everyone's favorite tag team group from the early 90s. Men on a mission.
What?
Mo and Mabel, Men on a Mission? Never mind. No one got that. It's fine.
We mean Mabel that ended up being Viscera for a while? Oh, okay. I did not.
Back when he was still Mabel. His partner Mo, they were Men on a Mission.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it kind of was. Okay, hold on. God damn it. Where the hell is this page? Tevis, what did I tell you about doing things with my notes? I didn't know I was going to do this. Otherwise, I'd have,
prepared.
I would have been prepared, had bookmarks and stuff. Joke's on you. I'm never prepared. God, Young Guns, no one cares. 6.8, by the way. Yeah. Sorry, if there was any kind of audio disturbance, I definitely just, in my exuberated hand motions, hit the microphone. Rotten Tomatoes. Lord of the Rings animated. 49%. No! No! Absolutely not!
How?
You asked, You said, please tell me we're about to have a newest overall low. Newest over or our overall across the board lowest rated movie of all time was 2007's Rob Zombie Halloween remake. So we know it scored a 6. This Lord of the Rings got 6.2. Lord of the Rings animated got 49% Rotten Tomatoes. Do you remember the Rotten Tomatoes score for Rob Zombie?
What was it, like 27?
28.
28.
No.
No.
No. Not only is that a criminally low score for Rob Zombie's Halloween, it just did. Like it or love it, I don't care. 28 is criminally low. Phone call to Officer Dickhole low. In what universe is Lord of the Rings animated from 78 a 49%? This movie is egregiously flawed in every metric you can rate a movie by.
Yeah.
All right. Ebert,
Oh,
and this is Ebert.
God. He probably loved it.
Bakshi has succeeded better at bringing Tolkien's characters to life than at bringing his story to fruition. What's his rating out of 4?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
2.5.
bullshit.
He rated this a 2.5. That's 2 stars too many.
Absolutely.
If it wasn't going to take me 6 years, I'd flip through and find the other 2.5 stars so we could get angry about it.
Die Hard.
Was Die Hard?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, hold on. Shining thing. Hold on. John Carpenter's The Thing. 2.5 stars.
Absolutely not.
No. 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 It just not.
I'm sorry, what was that?
No.
No.
It's fuck you. How about that? Grumpy Old Men. 2 stars. Grumpy Old Men is a worse movie than this. Ebert.com gave Last Voyage of the Demeter 3.5. Which is also wrong.
Ugh. I don't remember that, but ugh.
Oh my god. Now I'm angry. Jurassic Park got a 3. Jurassic Park is half a star better than Lord of the Rings.
No, absolutely not.
Oh my god. I don't understand. Die Hard, 2 stars.
2 stars.
2 stars. Not 2.5.
Bleh.
2. This Lord of the Rings is better than Die Hard. Gremlins got a 3. What the fuck? I don't remember that.
I'd agree with that.
If I talk about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 2 stars. Worse than Lord of the Rings. Gladiator, 2 stars. Worse than Lord of the Rings. Now I'm just enthralled by how wrong this is.
And you wonder why I hate Ebert.
Ebert.com, where the crawdads sing, 2 stars. Is it worth 2 stars? Yeah. Is it worse than this? No.
No, not at all.
And I didn't like that movie. 89 Batman, 2 stars. Worse than Lord of the Rings. Did I mention worse than Lord of the Rings? Did I mention that? I feel like I did, but I want to make sure that I did.
Think I've heard that yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
It's worse than Lord of the Rings. Suck it, Michael Keaton. Hold on. This is okay. Wait, 2 stars. Clue. Is Clue better or worse than this Lord of the Rings?
Honestly, I think I felt the exact same about
I'm just
Clue.
why am I watching this?
Exactly.
2.5 stars. So tied, just as good a movie. The Fighter. Okay. 2 stars. Worse than Lord of the Rings. You might actually agree with this one. iRobot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Follow the breadcrumbs. I'm gonna eat this whole ass pie with a spoon while I walk down the street. Oh my god, Ebert, 1.5 stars. Thor.
Oh no, Thor's way better
Thor's,
than this.
and I didn't really like Thor,
Yeah.
as I recall. It's better than this. God, how do people get it so wrong?
And get paid.
We're not even getting paid, and our opinions are at least correct.
Technically, there's no such
Thing as a right or wrong opinion. Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
If you're rating the 78 Lord of the Rings at 2.5 stars, your opinion is wrong. Hook, 2 stars.
Yeah, that's on point.
Worse than no, it's not. Objectively, it's not. 2 stars. 300.
3 stars?
No, 300 got 2 stars.
Oh, okay.
Half a star worse
Yeah,
than
no.
Lord of the Rings. Oh, 2.5 stars. Exact same score, just as good. Equal. Beverly Hills Cop.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Just as good. 2.5 stars. Waterworld. Oh my god, I love it so much because it's so wrong. Oh god, I lost my page. It's fine. I'll find it. Oh god, that's not. Oh, what did I do? I thought I had my thumb in the right spot, but clearly
Those are all blank.
it wasn't.
That's
It tweren't. Rocky 2? That's not.
Jesus Christ.
Veronica? Oh god. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. All right. IGN had this to say. You can say a lot of bad things about this movie. And many Tolkien purists totally despise and loathe this film. There is a hard comma, though, after you can say a lot of bad things about this movie.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, also, the purists hate it. But again, worth mentioning, the purists hated Peter Jackson's.
That's true.
Oh my god, I know we'll edit most of that out, but goddamn, that was funny. All right. Final thoughts. I was excited to watch this movie for no other reason than it's something I had always heard about, but never had the opportunity or ability to watch before. So it was cool in that regard. And when you look at it from a special effects point of view, with all the rotoscope work and the compositing of the animated elements with live elements, all of that, this movie's pretty highly praised for what it did in 78. Watching all the Peter Jacksons, I have learned that I'm not sure I actually like Lord of the Rings. I might just not like Lord of the Rings, is what I'm learning. And this movie has made that worse. This is not a good movie. I don't regret watching it because it was interesting almost from a cinema history perspective.
Sure.
But unless that's why you're watching it, Citizen Kane, Lord of the Rings animated, Avatar, there's just certain movies that like you watch for their cultural significance. But like, no, this sucks. It's boring. It looks like crap. It sounds worse. Anytime they go into a montage with orcs, it is a mind-jarring assault on all of your senses, including smell, and I don't even know how that's possible. It's just not good. Like, fundamentally, it's not good. The pacing, how do I put this? You can't say the pacing is off. Because if you say the pacing is off or the pacing has problems, that presumes or assumes that the pacing is right at any given point, which it's not.
That's fair.
The characters all look like shit. The orcs might be racially problematic. I don't know what liberties they take with the story to make it fit to their version they're trying to tell. But it just goes on and on for no reason. And you're just sitting there watching this going, why is this still happening? Without a doubt, in my mind, is the 78 animated feature Lord of the Rings worth the ticket price? No. Absolutely not. In no way, shape, or form. Even if you were watching all these different movies as part of some kind of cinema history appreciation, don't do this one. Just skip. Skip. Move on. There are so many other highly rated and critiqued films that are bad that you'll sit through. Just don't do this one.
Oh. I, like you, was
Thanks.
very...
I like you too, man.
I, like you, was
Thank
very excited to watch this.
Oh,
Yeah,
got
hard
it.
comma.
Hard comma.
I, like you,
Comma.
was very excited to watch this movie.
Now you're just talking like Shatner.
I'd heard about it, similar to you. Never seen it, similar to you. I have similar opinions about this movie that you do. No. No. This movie... There are scenes in this movie that go on for so long that it comes off almost awkward. Like, you have that one person that gets into a conversation and the conversation is clearly over, but that other person doesn't want it to be over. So they're just kind of like, yeah, so you remember that? Yeah, that was fun. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go.
We call that the Midwest goodbye.
Yeah. Yes.
If you've ever visited a friend in the Midwest and tried to leave, nah, son, sit down.
Yeah. Their hand is still on the door handle.
It's only funny because it's absolutely true.
I appreciate the technical aspect of it, but as far as a story and it's not even really a full story. It's not. It's a little over half, maybe. We don't get a legit ending, and we don't ever get even a hint that number 2 is on its way. It's not like it says to be continued as Gandalf is throwing his sword up to
Huzzah!
like those old yard dart
Lawn darts.
lawn dart games.
Speaking of someone getting impaled.
That's what happened to Samwise. He got impaled by a lawn dart. The characters in this, I don't give a shit about any of them. They don't do anything. Some of the animation is wonky, like when they just decide to say hell with the rotoscoping and just use what they filmed and then just rub a layer of shit over the top of the film and be like, that's animated. No, I can still see the corn. Like, stop. You're not animating anything. And I'm sorry if you're one of your big bads, the Balrog, if it makes me fucking laugh, it's not going to work. If this movie made me hate the Lord of the Rings, and I like the Jackson ones, but man, if this is all I had to watch to get Lord of the Rings, I'd be like, nope, no, thank you. Even though I bought this, this is not worth the ticket price.
The fact that it's upstairs waiting for us right now, like the ring itself.
You can just hear it humming. Woo, 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 woo. I'm just going to have to mail it to some random schmuck.
All right. So, is it worth the ticket price?
No, absolutely not.
Woo! This was an episode.
Oh.
All right. Now, the hat is, we're going to just let it keep sitting there collecting dust. Because next week kicks off Halloween, the spooky season. So what we've done, and by we I mean Tevis.
It's always my fault.
when it comes to this, it is your fault. We've curated a list of horror movies.
Hell yeah, we did. I curated the hell out of them.
I don't like this. I don't do this well. God, all right. Tevis has put together a list of horror movies for us. 5 movies to get us through the entire scary season, holiday. I don't know what I'm saying. So no hat. That'll pick back up what? November. So tune in next week as we kick off the Halloween season with Happy Death Day. It can't be that bad. It's happy in the title. It's probably very
I've watched
jovial.
this movie. I'm starting you off light.
Okay, so it's horror light.
Yeah, horror light.
Should we tell the people what's coming up or just let it be a surprise?
Let
week
it be
by
a
week?
surprise.
All right. So tune in next week for Happy Death Day. Stay tuned for that next week. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you for being part of the show, even if this is your very first episode. We want to thank you for being part of the show. We want to thank you for giving up your time. You could be doing things, listening to things, reading things. Any of it would be better. But we appreciate you guys just being part as we finish up our celebration of 1 year of Ticket Price. 1 year of being able to get together, talk about movies, make each other laugh, have a good time, and share our love and enjoyment of movies, or our enjoyment of hating the movies with you all, and getting your all's feedback and comments about the entertainment that you, for some demented reason, derived from this show. You're all clearly in need of help. There are a number of phone numbers you can call for assistance.
A number of numbers.
There's a number of numbers. I'm stroking out. So thank you all so much for listening to this episode and for listening for a whole year.
I'm so glad we are done with Lord of the Rings. I was so excited to go into this, and then about halfway through into it, I was like, God.
Year number 2.
No.
You know what we have to do next September, year number 2.
The entire Star Trek filmology?
I was going to go the original Star Wars trilogy.
I'm on board.
And I'll just hate everything.
We can do the original trilogy and Rogue One. We'll throw Rogue One in there.
It does follow the timeline. Yeah, that works. You know what? Yeah. Plans. We're making plans. We normally have production meetings, which consist of us eating dinner and watching YouTube videos instead of working. But to be fair, that's what I do at work. So, screw it. Like we talked about, we do have a Patreon. If you enjoyed this content and want more of it, as well as bonus content that isn't up on the YouTube channel, hit up Patreon, $3 a month subscription. And I'm serious. If you guys want us to do Bluey, we'll do Bluey.
Hell yeah, we'll do Bluey.
We'll do Bluey right now. What am I talking about? Bluey. No. Also,
Patreon.
If Patreon is outside of your scope right now, no worries. We are not shaking anyone down for money. If you're new to the show, if you enjoyed any of this, please hit that follow button, turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss this or any of our bonus content that we do release on the podcast. And let your friends know, share it around. Not with like your good friends or like your family, but like with those friends you send stupid reels and stories to.
Absolutely.
Like, oh man, this is so dumb. Tom will love this. We're perfect for those friends. The friends that you don't really worry about looking them in the eye after something. So thank you all so much for listening. I am Jake. That's Tevis. We are Ticket Price. This has been the animated The Lord of the Rings. And as always, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and good night.